What is going on, everybody? Nathan here. Welcome back to another live Overwatch gameplay commentary. Today we're going to be following this Widowmaker here on Nepal, and we are just going to really be tempted by the Sombra. Come on, I gotta absolutely take that kill. Oh, and I'm going to pay for it though. Oh, get out of here. Okay. Somehow I'm being found out. Anyway, some fire alarm going on? Today I just wanted to talk about whatever happens to be on the mind with you guys, just kind of a casual commentary. And that happens to be, at the moment, kettlebells. I don't know if you guys own kettlebells or have invested in a set, but I would highly recommend you guys always invest in purchasing some kettlebells, because I think, okay, so I will admit that I have been convinced by the Joe Rogan religion, but that kettlebells are the superior way to work out because they train so many different parts of your body at once. It's just the overall efficient way to work out. Why am I detected? Oh, because she ulted. She's gonna let me live. Isn't that sweet? I love skirmish, man. Everybody is so nice in skirmish. Like, you can just not shoot anybody. And, oh my god, they're coming. They're coming. Those guys will kill me, though. You know, I was thinking that what a terrifying monster Hammond would be in real life if he were actually coming after you. Like, imagine a giant, impenetrable ball that constantly chases you down, that makes these incredibly creepy robotic noises. And it's all fed by, like, the brains of the operation are essentially a hamster that is using this thing as armor. And I just think that that would be a terrifying concept for a horror movie if you actually got a little creative with it. Even though Hammond is supposed to be this, like, cute, perhaps even lovable figure in Overwatch. Anyway, back to kettlebells. So apparently, and granted my education is somewhat from, you know, the top 5 results on Google in addition to a healthy amount of listening to Joe Rogan, but apparently kettlebells are extra efficient because they train multiple different aspects of your body. So first of all, if you're doing something like windmills with kettlebells, if you guys don't know, windmills are like motion where you take the kettlebell, in my case, I have a 40-pounder, and then you hold it above your head, and then with your opposite hand, while you're sort of leaning over, making sure that the kettlebell is as far extended upwards as you can make it, or rather, perpendicular to the ground, that's a better way to put it. With your opposite hand, you then lean over and touch the ground, and so by doing that windmill exercise, it's a motion where you're actually training both your stabilizing muscles in your arm that is balancing the kettlebell, it's training endurance because you have to support that much weight for an extended amount of time, and it's also training actually your sort of side abdominal area because that is part of the motion of pushing the kettlebell back up. But not to say that that's the only exercise that you can do, but a lot of exercises with the kettlebell are focused on having actual utility in your training. So for example, I would, oh, actually this is real skirmish, so we actually better queue up for something real here. What is, okay, so we've got a Rhine, a Diva, and then, so probably somebody pretty mobile, I'm thinking. And for this specific case, I think we're gonna go with probably just Ashe, I guess. Just kind of sniping the, oh wait, no, she's already taken. Okay, so we need probably some explosives, maybe Junkrat. Yeah, I think that'll work. But to be able to, at the end of the day, once you're done with your workout, to actually be able to translate all of that work and all of that muscle build into actual muscle movements where you might need to use them in everyday life, such as carrying in like 30 pounds of groceries if you are like me and like to load everything into one hand. Or for example, I was thinking more of like actually moving when you are, we're gonna go ahead and bait that, or like moving when you're moving heavy couches and furniture. That is very helpful as well. Now, not to say that I'm the example of peak fitness, because I make no such claim to that. But I do think that it's important to think about efficiency when you are conducting your workouts. And so that is why I am a big fan of the kettlebell. And also, one of the other reasons why I was going to recommend it to you guys is because it is versatile in what you can do with it. So for example, I actually use my kettlebell a lot, not as an actual workout tool, but as a stabilizer for my feet. So what I'll do is I'll take, basically, like, you have a couch that is wide enough to fit the length of like your shins essentially, plus your feet. You can put the kettlebell into the couch seat and then hook your feet around the actual handle of the kettlebell. And that way you can do incline sit-ups without having to spend money on a bench or anything expensive like that. And so, wow, I'm not really actually helping my team out here. I feel like I'm just like, there is a lot of potential to feed the Zarya, so I feel like I actually am countered a little bit in this team composition, but we're going to make it work. Number one goal objective is to stay on the cart because my team is kind of pushing forward. It's one of the hilarious things about quick play is that because everything is so casual, I don't know, people sometimes forget just the little things of like, we gotta play the objective, and I have gold objective time at only a minute, which is kind of funny. Anyway, kettlebells, yes. You pay typically about $1 per pound of actual material. Oh, I was on the edge of that Sombra hack there, so we're gonna try to just break down that shield if I can. I got one grenade into her, and unfortunately, got somewhat collapsed on there. And so, yeah. That is going to be a value add buy, guys, if you can. And I mean, you can find them pretty much anywhere, you know, Walmart, Target, anything like that. Would highly recommend picking up some exercises with the kettlebell. There's a monkey randomly hanging out around there. I'm trying to hit him though. There we go. I got one into him. Nano on the Rhine. I can't screw up. Okay, there we go. Team cleaned it up for me, so it's all good. I apologize for the beeping too. I do have the window open. It's the first day in Minnesota that it's been above freezing for like most of the day, and so I have kind of the windows open here, which is perhaps a little unprofessional, but you have to take advantage of every single moment that you can in Minnesota when you have warm weather. And I actually do have a quick video that I'd like to cut to show just how cold it's been this winter in Minnesota. This is how fucking cold it is right now in Minnesota. Oh. Biting. All right, so yeah, you can kind of see how everything is like icy on the outside of the vehicle, and that just accumulates overnight, and you have to be really careful if your car has like a particularly weak battery in the wintertime that your car even bothers to start, because there are plenty of horror stories out there of people's cars basically being stranded in, you know, places where you don't want to be stranded, let's just put it that way. But oh, that was an excellent grenade by this Ashe. So I'm gonna hop games here because I actually did want to kind of play some Ashe, and so we're just gonna queue up for skirmish. Again, hashtag skirmish is game. I want to get that trending on Twitter. I know it'll take a lot of effort, but essentially, I think that it is so hilarious in Overwatch how 99% of your gameplay spent in Overwatch is actually in skirmish, and so therefore hashtag skirmish is game. Let's get that trending. Yeah, man, what else has been going on? So I tried a new workout today, which is kind of insane if you are a neighbor without any context as to what's going on. I'm trying out what are called spider crawls, and spider crawls are where you literally get down on all fours and you kind of do like an army crawl, but instead of being like super low to the ground, you elevate yourself just enough. I wanted to get the explosion off on that. Darn it. Well, she could have possibly killed me, but she kind of continued to lollygag there. Man, it's one of those things where like you realize like, you know, if she is my counter, right? Like Widowmaker does counter Ashe, and so therefore like Widowmaker could at any time, if she had the right skill level, just eliminate me entirely. Especially, I think with Ashe you can shoot her hat, and that does count as a headshot, and so you can pull off these sick hat tricks. Oh, hello. What's up, my poundy dude? Well, I indirectly killed her there because the Doomfist kind of trapped her. I think she tried to move in my direction and bumped into me. But I'm just going to kind of chill over here. So I did this new workout called the Spider Crawl, and it is hilarious because if you were not aware of the fact that this was like a workout, no, man. No, just chill. I love seeing what people do in skirmish. It's so fun. In TF2, there was this concept of being neutral, right? Because there was an actual bug in TF2 where you could have your character become what was called the civilian, which is kind of where the appendages of your character would glitch out, and actually like you wouldn't be holding a weapon, and so your character would be like walking around just exactly like this with your arms out at like a 45-degree angle, and it was hilarious. People would pull that off all the time in like trade servers, and then like you'd be kind of a dick if you killed that person because they've glitched themselves out in such a way where they literally can't shoot you. I think that's how that worked. So if you killed them, you were, you know, committing some heinous crime by murdering an innocent civilian. I do kind of want to warm up though on Ashe, so we're gonna... I don't think I can actually kill that Bastion because he's in the house, and so I'm just gonna hang out on the side flank here. So I was thinking though that because like using the same mentality as earlier of trying to make our workouts more efficient, the spider crawl is in theory a perfect workout, because when you are crawling along on all fours, you're training three things. So your upper body and your arms, I'm going to count that as one thing, because, you know, you're balancing a lot of weight, all of your body weight. Like if you're not like a super light guy like me, and you did spider crawls like every day and you actually like trained in that workout, then you could definitely become jacked just off of balancing and lifting your own body weight all the time and sort of transporting that weight around. And then it also works on your legs and ankles, building all of that strength up there, and then it also improves your flexibility, in my opinion. And so there's actually this interesting GIF. I kind of want to look up what the name of it was, where, oh my gosh, I missed all of those shots in a row, man. Feels bad. Oh my gosh, and she headshots me. I knew that was going to be such a bad decision. Whatever, we're keeping it casual in skirmish here, having a good time. There will be no bad feelings in skirmish. I declare this now and forever, maybe. Incarnate that into Overwatch law, that you can't not have fun in skirmish. So anyway, spider crawls. I'm thinking I'm like, not a high percentage chance that I'll actually do this, but I was thinking to myself, I was like, okay, well, let's just take a person who does a lot of CrossFit. We'll call that person A. And person B, who does a lot of spider crawls. And although person B looks like they've just emerged from like It Number 2, like some horror movie, right? Because it's a very bizarre looking maneuver to be spider crawling around. But you could actually get pretty jacked, I think, given the proper nutrition, proper diet of, you know, at least 1 gram of protein per body weight. I think that you could definitely build functional strength when it comes to conducting these spider crawls. So that is a new trend that I'm starting. Hashtag spider crawls. No, not really. All I really want to do is win this Overwatch game. You know, Sombras on your team are always kind of a love it or hate it kind of thing. I find that given the right counters, Sombra is absolutely devastating. For champions that are very reliant on their abilities, obviously, that's kind of how she's built. Oh shoot, I should have saved that for the center. Oh well. Making those mistakes in silver feels good. But no, this is quick play again, keeping it casual. And I found that it is... Gosh, okay, thank you, Mercy, for making this an actual entertaining gameplay to just get wrecked here. So there is a technique that I like on Ashe, which is to basically like unload your entire magazine in as fast as you can when you do have the like opportunity. And I'm gonna shotgun myself out of there, and so that way we can really keep mobile. But it turns out that doesn't matter because they do have solid control of the points. So maybe, okay, thinking about their team composition, they have a lot of shields, so I think I might, after this first Bob ult, probably switch to Junkrat. And I should be able to hold a pretty good position atop this roof. If I can hit my shots here, get some headshots on Ryan. You have to watch out for that McCree, though. McCree is one of those guys where, like, he can one-shot you if he's good enough. And so, like, feeling out the skill of the enemy McCree. I probably shouldn't be focusing tank, to be honest. That's a pretty noob mistake. Oh, I almost got the Mercy, darn it. Alright, so we have a D.Va that's kind of hanging out here. As long as she's in baby form, I think I'll stick by her because she needs a little bit of protection. Although, we gotta be careful not to just like walk ourselves into a double kill. And bouncing up there. I think because they've committed to the side, we'll call him Bob and get killed there, but Bob is at least contesting. And we got the res from Mercy. Didn't hit anybody with the grenade. We're gonna try to unload. Oh man, this Junkrat is just wrecking me. Alright, so we're gonna try this. Stick with the hit scan because I feel like hit scan does have value. But we'll go Bastion to really get down those shields. I've noticed that Bastion, and I can make it, kind of want to make a video on this because I think it's a very important thing to tell lower level Bastion players that you don't want to stick in your sentry form that long. Part of the appeal of Bastion is actually his healing ability, the fact that he can sustain himself. And as long as you are only taking intermittent damage, Bastion can heal all of that back. And so where Bastion gets into trouble is taking a lot of damage at once, which obviously is, you know, it seems like a pretty obvious statement, but you'd be surprised at how many Bastions in like silver or even bronze just kind of stick around and, you know, keep firing from one angle. And it's like, I feel like you wear out your welcome in a position after about like 2 to 3 seconds of solid firing. But we'll see if we can win this match here. I feel like we don't need a Sombra that much, but I guess we should probably see what their team comp is before I make that judgment. So she is hacking that health pack over here, and I think I'm going to try to focus their healers from this position, and I should probably change positions there. See if I can get the Junkrat. Okay, so the Junkrat's down. And they're trying to fight for this ground, so I think I can just get their healers from there, and then Rhine. Next one should be Mercy, so she doesn't res, and we can call that a day. And then I think what I'm gonna do is transport myself over here. I'm probably just gonna use guerrilla warfare here. Hopefully, I don't want to get. Just kind of want to force them to slowly move into choke, because we don't want Ryan charging in. I think he could actually... Oh, no, they actually... Okay, so McCree must have went solo, although I am kind of afraid of their team coming around to the left. So again, going to try to focus... Well, in this case, probably Orisa, because everybody else is taking cover. So that was a successful kill. And then try to headshot the Mora. There we go. And ult from here, keeping our advantageous height position. And I want to try to hit that Mercy. I'm not really committing too much there, but we did I don't know if I cancel the res necessarily, but so like that, you know, Bastion can take like one grenade, and then heal it back up, no problem. And so like the key is to only take that one shot before switching positions and kind of switching it up. So there's nobody. Is there one other person? Yes. Okay. So the Mercy might try to actually res here, so we'll get a headshot on her. That should work out just fine. I gotta be careful of them Kree coming on from the left, though. Yeah. Let me know what you guys tend to do when you work out on the comment section below. I was kind of, you know, it's difficult to draw that line between cardio and muscular training. I feel like cardio is beneficial in tons of ways. Like you can't ignore cardio, and I would actually prefer to do cardio instead of something like a leg day, because I feel like your legs do get that endurance training when you have a good cardio session. And so oh shoot, I want to snipe that Mercy out of the air, but I think I'm gonna Mei is a pretty big danger, so definitely want to get her out of the picture. And then we're going to just lay on fire on the Orisa, and I can really just hold choke at this point pretty effectively just with pure firepower. But there's a random ass Rhyme that's still running around here. I think what I'm going to do is actually just kind of cover myself, because here at least, you know, a third of my actual body is covered, so that's good. Junkrat had a very reckless push there. That was crazy. But, I mean, they were kind of trying to stop us at 99%, so touche to him for at least committing to the point. But yeah, so I had this weird cardio experience. It was about 3 weeks ago. So I haven't been training on the treadmill very much at all in the past couple of years. And it was 3 weeks ago where I stepped on the treadmill again instead of doing my regular elliptical workout. I typically like to do elliptical because it's a lot easier on your knees, but I actually tried again on the treadmill for the first time in like a couple of years, 3 weeks ago, and I actually found it was exhilarating. It was the weirdest experience because you would think that like running and pushing yourself and working really hard on the treadmill would be, you know, taxing a lot of time on your cardio system. But I found that in comparison to the elliptical machine, I was able to kind of, like, expressing myself sounds a bit weird, but it was like I actually could unleash my full energy because I'm not just powering this machine by using both my arms as a lever, and then he's gonna damn it. Okay, so we gotta rethink this. So if they have a Reaper, that means he's probably good. Okay, so Junkrat's gonna be spamming down choke, so I think we should probably go for like a really good flanker. Okay, so how good are they with multi-target? Probably not as good. There's an opportunity with long range. Okay, we'll just stick for Bastion, at least for an ultimate. It is 1-to-1 here, but shoot, I did spend a lot of time kind of deciding there. I feel bad because my team's been pushing this choke for a while, but we're just adding some more damage as we can. Damn, the Junkrat is the big danger here. He does a lot of damage to chokes. So just kind of keeping moving. I think gotta heal. Oh, damn it. Rough. I don't know if I want to stay for a Bastion ultimate. Bastion's ultimate is like, it's okay. It's as good, I would say. So like, imagine that you are in Sentry mode, and imagine the sort of firepower behind that. I imagine tank mode is having a similar amount of firepower, except that you are mobile, and so it kind of just makes Bastion even more of a target, to be honest. And so sometimes it's just like when you're amidst all of that. Okay, so I'm gonna try for just a regular flank. I don't want to drop down. I think I can actually just kill this Rhyme if he just continues to do that. I think should be able to just, as long as we keep moving. He's gonna try to pin me again and somehow get me against. Okay, whatever. Well, at least I'm within Mercy's range, and so she's going to ult there. I'm gonna waste my ult and flip to Ashe here. I think I want to stick with kind of a longer range pick. Hard fought match, but they were doing really good. Are you kidding me? Okay, well, not having a ton of success in the game, but hey, that's how it works. Yeah, we do need to use some of the flanker paths here. We don't actually have to go in that corridor. I think that we probably should have taken that advice a little bit sooner. It might have impacted the game outcome for us here, but alrighty. Contesting for overtime, dealing damage to the Diva. I think there was a Reaper there too. Burst him down, step on point. And Reaper goes down. I think Diva got burst her down. Okay. So I'm gonna try to take some cover just to kind of set myself up for the long game here. Got the Lucio there, he's staggered. Shoot, I thought you'd get the flare effect. Maybe not. I should definitely be focusing the Junkrat here. Damn it, I have to reload. Oh my gosh. It's so sometimes it's like, it takes so long for Ashe to reload a rifle. Okay, well, that we've been somewhat successful at holding the point, but they are 4 on there, and I have a feeling that we won't be able to contest it here. But anyway, in order to wrap up this commentary, just wanted to thank you guys all for tuning in, for listening to my rants and rambles here, and just wanted to, just remind you that there is the sub link down below if you do like my Overwatch content or any other gaming content that I upload to this channel. Feel free to like the video, and feel free to follow me on one of my social medias, which are all in the description below. And we are going to watch this Reaper just absolutely wreck here. I thought that he would actually build up his ult faster, but maybe, yeah, wow. We could have, if we would have just focused him, we could have came out of there alive, but at least we got the post-game card. Anyway, guys, that was the video. Thank you all for watching once again, and I'll see you in the next one.